Come on, man. This is not the coolest bedroom you've ever seen in your life. It's nothing short of hideous. That's your favorite part of this place? What interaction would you be having other than looking downward and being a peeping Tom? This is where I have a disconnect with Enes. Welcome back to Architecture Wednesday. Today we have a very interesting. Interesting is the word that I'm preferring to use instead of the word iconic, which our friend Enes decided to label this property. I mean, I guess in a sense, it is iconic in terms of it's unmistakable. You'll remember it. But to be honest with you, I hate to spoil it for everybody. It's just a dream treehouse. Okay, it's a dream treehouse. I'm gonna be honest with you. As a kid, I would have loved a place like this. So, you know, maybe for the kid in me, it's exciting. But as far as it being the primary structure on the property, for me, it doesn't work. So I'm talking about a property in Glassell Park. If you're not familiar with Glassell Park, it is, you know, it's one of those pocket areas in LA. Not the most desirable, but it's still desirable enough. It is kind of like East LA, Glendale. It's somewhere in the mix, right? It's an area where you're not too far from Dodger Stadium, and you know, I guess you're kind of close to Universal City and Universal Studios, and actually a lot of studios for that matter. But yeah, this place has me saying a lot because I don't want to be, you know, disrespectful. I get it, you know, especially you know, being that it is currently for sale. I wouldn't mind representing a client in the purchase of the property, even though I would highly advise against purchasing this property unless you're okay with having something that might be completely subjective. You know, this is one of those places where it's completely subjective, whether you think it's iconic or you think it's neurotic, you think it's something that you would never buy in your life, right? Or you think it's the greatest place on earth. This property, it's completely subjective, right? It's completely subjective. This will be solely based on how you feel about the property. So the property is known as Homestead. It was developed by William King, and I believe the early 80s, I think 82 if I'm not mistaken. So 82, and for 82, for me, the design is not that like mind-blowing. You know, for the 80s, for me, it's the same thing as looking at some of these beautiful new moderns today, right? You see nothing but floor to glass ceiling, you know, glass floor to ceiling, and you know, to encompass views, and you know, you have clean lines and stuff like that. It's I wouldn't say none of those properties are iconic. I would say something like the Spelling Manor was iconic, or you know, the Manor, because they don't own it anymore. But I would say something like that is more iconic because they're not going to build that again, right? And it's such an unmistakable property, has a lot of functionality, and a lot of people would buy it. I mean, that's not subjective, right? That, to me, that's not subjective. You know, and you look at the Playboy Mansion, that's another property that's not subjective, where it's unmistakable. It's iconic for what it represents. And also the architecture is pretty damn good. Okay. So, without further, we're gonna jump into the video. This is on Enes's second channel, and we're gonna check out a property that would be the dream treehouse for any kid. I mean, you guys see what I'm talking about. It's completely wacky. It's almost like a place built for Chippendale's Rescue Rangers. That's actually what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the house that Chippendale lived in the tree. Domestead.
Welcome to the iconic Domestead, a 3-story Los Angeles landmark with a geodesic top floor. With the use of massive concrete caissons and gunite retaining walls, they managed to build this one-of-a-kind home into a hillside with unconventional details and finishes. It's nothing short of unique. This is so cool. Extraordinary.
It's definitely unique.
And inspiring. We can't wait to show you around.
Definitely unique. This actually could have been iconic. Something other than shingle roofing. Think about this place when it rains. Now, don't get me wrong. It only rains in California for like 2 hours. Think about how you could actually be looking at the rain. That would be, you know, beautiful in a sense. The shingles all the way down, it's nothing short of hideous. And that's just me being honest. Anyway, you know, let's look at the house.
Cody, are we doing this?
I am so excited for this tour.
Me too.
Oh,
and
by the way, bring back Mikey.
Everyone. This iconic property was built in 1982, designed by William King, and it is phenomenal. It consists of 3...
Phenomenal? No. Interesting? Yes. If it had this design in complete functionality, I would say it's phenomenal. Because I'm not necessarily against the design. The design was more important than the function.
Levels built
this garage,
into the hillside.
You can't put
for a second.
Much of anything in a garage.
In front of us, we have this curved garage door opening up to the garage of this home, and wait till you see.
Is the entrance? Wait. Do you enter to this place through an alley?
And it is phenomenal. Consists of 3 levels built into the hillside.
Am I seeing that right?
Look at the structure for a second. Right in front of us, we have this curved garage door.
Look, this is an alley. This alley and these houses, there was houses and stuff, you know, here before that. But yeah, obviously where you purchase land and, you know, decide to develop stuff is kind of hearsay, because guess what? It's LA and you can make more houses. You can't make more land.
Opening up to the garage of this home, and wait till you see how this door operates.
The garage,
which we'll show
the
later.
door looks cool.
Above that, you can see the retaining wall serving as a roof structure for the garage, and it's also a built-in planter.
Looks like I something you find
how it curves
in a Hot Wheels toy
towards the hillside as well. Now, if you look above, you can see the center section of the structure, which is the main floor, has this barn aesthetic, and above that is the geodesic top floor with a wraparound balcony where you get phenomenal views. Again,
see how this really looks like a treehouse.
Everybody towards
am I wrong?
Now we have the staircase taking you to the lower level, as well as the main floor, which is the center section. And over on this side, we have so many skylights filling the lower level of this home with natural light.
That is the alley.
Let's go in there.
100% the alley. Wow, that's the garage.
The property is so cool. We have a Dutch door here, and they have these Dutch doors throughout the property. And let's walk
Dutch doors.
Straight to the living room. We have exposed concrete caissons, concrete ceiling, amazing volume, spiral staircase, and look at that gunite wall that's behind us. How cool is this?
Honestly, this is probably one of the coolest spaces I've ever seen, and we have just...
$346 minutes later.
This is not the coolest place anyone has ever seen. I'm sorry. If you haven't seen like Falling Water or Tirana, I'm talking about just on this channel. If you haven't seen those, please go check those out. You don't have to look at my videos. You could just type those in, okay? That's some of the coolest houses I've ever seen. Okay, those two are like the coolest houses as far as living in I've ever seen, right? And this is outside of the fact, I'm just talking architecturally. This is outside of the fact that all these moderns are so much cooler than this place. I'm sorry, so much cooler. So to say that this is like the coolest place you ever seen, then you haven't seen a damn thing. You haven't seen a single house. You've never seen a house before. Saying that this is the coolest? Come on, bro. I get it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. You're working. This is a paid gig, right? You have to be, somewhat complimentary. Even though you're the one that's behind the camera, Enes likes to I wouldn't even say break. It's like a fourth wall. This is a third wall, right? This is more a third wall because he's talking to the camera and the camera's responding, right? Instead of just talking to us, which is normally, what you refer to as a fourth wall, when we watch movies and, television shows. So saying this is cool. I mean, look, you got beam 1, beam 2, you don't have much space down here. This is like the basement level. Like this is where the caissons are to keep the place, intact. Right. This is what these are. These are really just beams, right? These are beams. These are beams inside of the house. But this is like the bottom level. But saying this is the coolest place, like what is this? Like a door that they just decided to not use anymore, and then they put what is this? A bookshelf, or I don't even think this is a bookshelf. This looks like a TV stand. Actually, this is the TV stand with no TV. Now, if you would have said this is the most interesting place I've seen, I could believe that. Because this does look interesting. I'm highly profound at how interesting this is. But saying this is cool, come on, bro. You can't oversell it. I get that you're working, but there's a reason why this is on Enes' second channel. Not the first channel, the second channel.
Walked in.
One of the coolest, without a doubt, and I'm going to cover all the details, but first, let's get the specs out of the way. So we have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, 1,787 square feet of interior space, one of the smallest homes we've ever toured, 0.25 acre lot, on the market for $2.3 million. And of course, I want to give big thanks to the listing agent, Carl Gambino, for making this tour possible. More information about this iconic home will be in the description of this video. And what can I say? I'm beyond excited.
What the hell is this back here? Is that like a bathroom?
We have this really cool couch, coffee table in the center. We have our deeply candle lit right now. Room is so cozy. We have this beautiful rug, terrazzo floors, this lounging chair.
You got this door right here that's not in use.
From the back that I will cover in a second. And Cody, let's actually get a close up. So they have these exposed concrete caissons throughout the property. And when we were talking about this property with our team, I realized they don't know why these caissons have these lines. So they pour these concrete columns into cardboard forms, and the forms are peel off, and they have this basically layer spiraling up. So when you're peeling it off, you can actually see all the lines. Does that make sense?
It's almost like board form concrete.
It is in some capacity, but because these cardboard forms are so smooth, that's why you get this smooth finish. And they also have these wall sconces throughout attached to the caissons to highlight the texture.
It's a cool industrial / modern feel all in one.
Exactly. And I mean, on top of that, this house is built on a hillside, so you need massive concrete caissons to lock it in place.
Do your job, Karen.
I know
man.
this seems like a small, cozy seating area.
He's just doing his job.
This is so cool. This is so different.
And we're literally inside a hillside right now.
Correct. Technically, we're underground.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
and even
basement.
Like,
already said that
you were mentioning too, this house has a lot of history. I mean, I've been doing some research before and everything, and behind you actually is a newspaper clipping from the 80s. This woman in the image was the original homeowner that William King designed the house for.
Is she the pediatrician?
She was a pediatrician, that's correct. And so that image.
Good job. Gold star for you for coming in the day before and looking at the picture on the wall, reading it, and then Googling your phone exactly what it was, taking a picture of the little article and saying, hey, this is the original owner. So you had something to talk about. Gold star for you, brother.
Image is her holding a 3-day-old baby that she nursed back to health that was abandoned. And so it made the newspaper.
That's a touching story.
And
I like that
she was
story.
the one that bought the house and commissioned it from the architect. But unfortunately, a couple months after the house was finished, she passed away from cancer.
Yeah, which is an unfortunate
That is
story.
unfortunate.
That part I knew, but I didn't know this newspaper article. This is super cool. And I mean, wait till you see the other details of this house. I have so much information packed. In fact, Cody, let's take everybody to the other side.
There's a
Before
bed
we check
back
out
here.
this
That's
wing,
where that bed was.
Let me show
that
you
they
the
showed.
bathroom that we have on this level. First, look at this gunite retaining wall. A lot of times we see these straight concrete walls.
I do like this element of it for sure, because it, like I said, this is a great place for like a little kid. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is a great place for a little kid, because this kind of feels like you're inside of a crater on the moon, right? That's what that feels like. That's what it feels like to me. What do you think?
But in this house, they wanted to bring in the texture of the earth. And even though these are concrete retaining walls, they have this gunite finish, so it literally feels like we're in a cave, which is super cool. Then on the other side,
I like the moon better.
Deconstructed bathroom. These are the 2x4s framing this section, your exposed plumbing vent. And Cody, let's go right in. How cute is this water closet?
This is so
this
cool.
was
I can't get over it. This is amazing.
This is
Cody,
after the fact.
Because we got to.
This is them trying to add whoever ended up, buying this after it was built, or whoever decided to do this. They wanted to add more functionality to the house, because as you can see right here, and also like he was saying, that they put in some
Then on the other side, they have a deconstructed
they put in
bathroom.
They put in
These
like
are the 2x4s
plywood, and they put in these
section,
2x4s, right? Like they did all of that,
Cody,
and still kind of kept the character of house. This is that door. This is that door where, that they just didn't like destroy and seal off. This is that door that is behind the TV stand. So they decided to say, hey, this place needs another bathroom, because I'm imagining that this has got to be a secondary bathroom. Like, to have this door here, there's no way in hell that this was the first bathroom made. And as far as for the ease of use, because it's obviously like pretty much in the middle of this bottom floor structure, there has to be some sort of sink. So I'm guessing the kitchen is going to be directly above, and because that's the only thing that makes sense, because you still have to have the piping pass through, and that's what this is. So we'll see, but
right in.
This is an exposed.
How cute is this water closet?
Bathroom.
This is so cool.
I can't get over
Cool.
it.
Again, please do not use the word cool. Interesting. Yes, absolutely interesting. But this is your shower. Like this is, I'm telling you, this is like, I hate to say it like this, but this is literally what as kids you would come up with your dream, treehouse. This is how this would end up looking. Like, this is not like a real shower door. This is like making stuff almost out of whatever materials you can grab, which I do. I like the idea of that, but cool. No, what would have been cool was to find a way to create this and actually use that door that's right behind the TV stand.
Amazing. And Cody, I'm going to give you some space because we got to show this.
Nice bathtub. I like the bathtub.
So this is a cast iron recycled vanity. Let's get a close up. It has a hot and a cold separate from each other.
Wow.
And when you really want to drain it, you lift this up.
What?
Hey, look, I'm going to turn them off.
What? That's so cool.
This is amazing. Your makeup mirror.
That actually is
light
cool.
Fixtures, and look at this crawford tub. I've never seen anything like this in a home. It has this wood rim. It's also cast iron with its own tub filler attached to it. I have a party trick for you, Cody. You're not ready for this.
Show me.
Okay. If you want some privacy.
Oh, okay, that's not where that door
you
was.
close this, and this is
So
your
where's
water
that
closet.
door?
I love it. I love it. You even have a nice
I'm
little
even
open
more
shelving
confused
here,
now.
And there's actually a towel rack on this side. So they made good use of every
Really? What
bit
is
of
that
space
door?
in
Like, it's
this
just
house.
a
In fact,
wall?
Cody, why don't you go to the other side? Again, I love these 2x4s. This tub looks so cool.
Like, what is
Another
behind
concrete
that
case
door? Narnia?
Incredible. I'm out of words already, and we're
It
not
has to
even
be
done with like
Narnia.
10% of the house.
I love that bathroom so much.
All right, let's continue. Now, we have...
I love that bathroom. What are you 12? What are you, 12? You love that bathroom so much? Like, I've never such strong words for like the least beautiful bathroom I've ever seen in my life. Like that place, I mean, to be honest with you, outside of the nice tub, kind of looks like makeshift bathroom. Like it's just makeshift, right? You just got what you could get, and that was it. It's like let me be honest, okay? It's makeshift as in if I were, a survivalist, I would makeshift something like that, right? It's purely minimal, right? It's purely minimal. Like if I find these materials, I'm using these materials versus making something as nice as it could possibly be. That's the best way to put it.
The garage here, which we'll check out in a second. This is the laundry room. Of course, you have another retaining wall here.
Very, very low
your
ceiling.
Water heater. Wanted to show that as well. And now, Cody and I are going to take this spiral staircase so we can check out the bedroom on this level, which might be one of the coolest bedrooms we have ever toured.
It's not a bedroom, it's a loft, but go ahead.
The ceiling height, natural light coming in through these skylights above us.
I like that.
Gunite retaining wall that is sloped. Everything about this room is so unique.
Sleeping in the moon, sleeping in the cave.
And I love it.
I'm a fan of that.
I feel like this house has this unapologetic personality and it owns it so well. Everything is exposed. You see these structural beams and columns and it looks one of a kind.
It's so cool. It's like a modern day, almost like Flintstones cave vibe, but the furniture is like, it's so minimalist.
And chic.
It is.
And I feel like this is turning into a reaction video more than like a house tour. But how do you not react to space like this and not be in awe? This gunite retaining wall with all these textures. Then you have a small seating area here with an Eames chair and all these details coming together with the furnishings, textures, ceiling height. It's a one-of-a-kind bedroom and a really, really unique house. In fact, I want to explain everyone, how do you build a home like this into a hillside? So we're going to see these exposed concrete caissons throughout the property. Essentially, they use these concrete columns to lock the property to the land. They can go anywhere from 30 to 100 feet into the soil, and from there, you build these retaining walls. Essentially, walls that hold the exterior dirt. That way you can create interior volumes and waterproof it. But instead of going with standard concrete vertical walls, they decided to use a gunite approach here. That way they can bring the textures and basically embrace the surface of the land and bring a little bit more character into the interior spaces. And it looks so cool.
So is something like this with the gunite and the slope more cost effective than a straight vertical retaining wall?
It's a preference. I would assume gunite is a little bit more expensive, but just the overall construction of a hillside home is really expensive. I mean, these are not small columns. You need to bring cranes. You need to basically create and drill these massive holes into the hillside, drop the forms, drop the rebar, pour concrete on top, and that's just your skeleton. You still got to build the house. So a lot of money and a lot of resources go into building a home like this, but the end result is so unique and different. Basically, you're carving out a piece of the earth and you're replacing it with a home.
That's crazy. And the fact that it was built in the 80s and it still looks this good is like a true testament to the construction.
Without a doubt, it looks phenomenal. It is super dry, which means it's really waterproof. And look at those skylights bringing natural light. How smartly they're positioned, because this room could have been really dark, but those skylights bring great light. But we got to leave this room. We got still so much to see. In fact, Cody,
so
I need
much
you
to
to spin
see.
to the other side. You can see that they
In a
have some steps
17,
here because
1,800 square foot property? Something like that.
A secret room here.
Uh-huh.
Believe it or not, this used to be
See?
a small guest room, And here's the fun part. I'm
Perfect
going in
for
there,
little
and
children.
you're coming in with me.
Literally.
All right.
Okay.
This is the treehouse of dreams.
Oh, this is gonna be hard.
Cody, you're coming in.
All right.
This is the dream treehouse.
Okay, you got this.
Quit.
You got this. Okay.
Dream
There we
treehouse.
go. There we go. You
Clearly.
have a skylight here.
This
by
is
way.
like the meeting
Small
room.
seating area. If I was a kid,
Where you
I would
hold
love
secret
this
meetings
room.
to keep the girl.
I'm
keep the
not a
girls
kid,
out.
and I love this room.
That's
I
exactly
still
what
love
this
it.
is.
But these kind of hillside homes, they pack these really unique, interesting areas because of the slope of the
I really
land.
hope they're not calling that a
And
bedroom.
You can create really unique spaces like this. And now I'm gonna take the steps here, go down to the lower level, open up the door right here so we can check out the garage. Just like the lower level, this space is also one of a kind. Shares the same high concrete roof, exposed concrete caissons, and look at the volume here.
You're not
This
getting
is so
getting
cool.
much
And we have
in
the
there.
Corvette here.
Literally, you're getting in a small car, hence the Stingray, and you got enough space maybe for another small car like a Fiat or a Porsche. Like this is literally small car, right? You're not getting in a G-Wagon. You're not getting in something that's large. You're not getting in a Jeep. You're not getting in any of that. And clearly, you'd have to, if you had one of those vehicles, you'd have to park right in front of the garage because you're in the alley, so there's really no parking. But I see they have it set up as the office. I couldn't work in there. I'm sorry. Yeah, I couldn't work in there. Like this just, my gosh, this just screams cancerous materials inhaled indefinitely, right? This is because I don't want to go too far, but obviously you have the ethanol inside of your gas tank. So as soon as you park your vehicle, it's not like you could just go to work and it's gonna stay in there for a while, especially with an old car like a Stingray. And anyway, this is how they're getting the garage door to work. They're getting the garage door to work by having this slide up mechanic up through this rail. So it opens up as one piece instead of sliding in. As you see, there's no railing for this to slide into. So that's how it opens. So it just opens up like an old school garage. Well, essentially like an old school garage.
Here that we'll talk about in a second.
But yeah, those
Small
beams, they
office
just
area,
take
this is
over
creative
everything.
space. And then you have this crazy garage door design. It's basically all one metal structure, and you can see these zigzagging supporting beams. And on top of that, the main frames that are carrying the garage door and the springs are like one of a kind. I've never seen a system like this. In fact, Cody, come over here. It actually is controlled through this center section here with the gears. And actually, why don't you show the garage door to everyone? I'm gonna
Something
go
else that's in the
open
way.
up the door right now.
Something else in the way of your garage. I mean, this is like not conventional. And I mean, I'm okay with it not being conventional. But
cool.
man,
You serious? Like, is this
I want you
real?
to think about this too. Like, look at these like just normal houses here.
Is
right?
a Batman
I want you to
garage.
think how many of them have these large beams.
That's cool.
Right? These large beams inside of the structure. Like these large columns inside of the structure. How many of these houses you think have something even remotely similar? Okay, when I say remotely, I mean thinner, smaller. How many of these houses you think have that? Just curious.
You serious? Like, is this real?
It's not how you would think or expect it to open.
And I
Correct.
get it. They
But
built it
makes
into
sense.
the
It
hillside
protects its shape.
versus
Works like a hangar door, so it just
coming
lifts up. That way you
instead
can
of
pull
on
out your
top
car very
of
easily.
higher up in the
And
hill.
I don't think I've
Right.
seen a garage door contraption like this,
Which they
in a
could have done.
residential home. So again, one of a kind,
There's a lot of firsts in this house.
without a doubt.
Because
Now let's
the
talk
lot
about
is like
this
10,000 square
1972
feet,
Corvette
so
Stingray
there was enough room to do a
T-top.
lot. But this is how they wanted to do it, because they wanted to use that alley.
It matches the house so well. It has this flat black look, and I wish I can say that this car comes with the sale of this property. It doesn't. But for $34,495, you can actually own this car. It's for sale. So while you're buying this home, just add it to the cart. It matches this garage and this property so well.
It looks so beautiful.
Have to at this
I wonder
point.
how many miles
if you're
are
gonna
on
get the
it.
house, get the car.
Just add it to the cart, you know?
Why not?
It's so cool. It's convertible. I love this flat black color. And funny enough, about a few weeks ago, I got a chance to drive one of these. We rented one for one of our episodes. That one was 1969.
That's on
I
the main
believe.
channel.
It was red, so it had more of
That
the
place looked
Americana
iconic.
look. But
Think
if I
we'll
were
check
to
it out.
choose one, I like the flat black more. It just gives it a little bit more stealth Batman feel.
Definitely. I would choose the black as well.
And fun car,
It's very nice.
amazing home, and we still have so much more to see.
Super nice. Very clean.
All right, let's go check out this level where we have the kitchen, full bathroom, and a whole lot more quirky details. I love the
Oh
wood
my
tones.
gosh. You have like the nook right here. This is such a tree house. Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers to the rescue. Like sometimes.
Some crimes go slipping through the cracks, but these two gumshoes are picking up the slack. There's no case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call
Chip and Dale.
Here, a lot of warmth. Again, terrazzo floors, spiral staircase goes above us where we have the geodesic top floor, and you have all these picture windows bringing natural light. And we're looking at some amazing views as well. And the wood
Those
tones
are
here
some
with exposed
nice views,
beams.
but are we
Staircase
just gonna
goes above us, where we
ignore
have the geodesic top floor?
that
And you have all these picture
electric
windows
pole?
bringing natural light. And we're looking at some
you see it right here.
amazing views as
Like,
well.
look.
And the wood tones here with the exposed
Amazing view.
beams. All this
Amazing
wood
view
clad
of the
on
electric pole.
exterior. This is so fun.
It feels like we're in like a really, really well done treehouse right now.
Really well
You
built
got it
here.
right.
well built.
You got it
Concrete
right.
caissons.
Yeah.
It also has
It
a
is
little bit
a
of a barn
very cool
aesthetic,
treehouse.
and I just love these wood tones. We have a beautiful bar setup here. Look how intricate this woodwork is with
This kitchen's
polished
actually
finish,
nice.
Built-in seating area, some bar stools, and Cody, we need to get a close
Like
up.
really
So this
nice.
is a redwood kitchen. Let me see if I can.
Yes,
pull
that
this
that
detail.
redwood is
There's a little cutting
gorgeous.
board. Okay,
Love
that's
that.
number one. Number two, it's built like a yacht. Look how they work the wood, the countertop into the sink here with this lip design.
Oh yeah, that's
Super
kind of
cool.
nice.
Then you have your gas range here with stainless steel countertops
Yeah,
on each side.
this
Small fridge is nicely tucked
kitchen,
in here with this
I like
cork
the kitchen
finish.
is super functional.
And now I have a party trick that I want to show to everyone.
Super functional
This bar
kitchen.
setup is attached to the countertop, but if you come over here and pull it gently,
Ah.
it separates.
Little island.
Come
Into
on.
a table. Yeah,
This is so cool.
that
I'm
is
going to use the
cool.
word cool a lot throughout this tour. How do you not? This is like one of a kind home.
Yeah, you overuse it for some stuff, but in this case, that is really, really cool. I like that. That creates more functionality to the space because it's such a like small space, right? We're talking 1,800 square feet divided between 3 levels. So this place is going to be really, really compound because you're talking about, 1,800, we're talking about 600 square feet per level if you want to just divide it evenly. But I'm sure, obviously, it's not like that. There's going to be a lot of unused space with the sphere at the top of the floor that counts as square footage.
And one thing about it too, you didn't notice the book that's on this island.
Oh my God, yes.
But
You would
this-
have killed me.
This book is actually from the artist that lived here for about almost 20 years, I think. And this book
That's cool.
is over 150 feet long once you unfold all of these pages.
It has photos of his like parties, events that
Ah.
he threw out here, and like the garden parties, people planting trees. List goes on and on and on. He was a very, very creative individual. In fact, CNN did
That
a
is a
video
good space
about
for
this
someone
house and
creative.
about him. I want to say 11 years ago.
Yeah.
It's on YouTube, and we take the time to understand and appreciate the properties that we tour. And sometimes the research that we put into these homes can take us to like really unique places. And researching this artist, this book,
what's his
and
name?
the story of this home, it is really fascinating.
Researching
That's
this
why we're
artist.
here.
You didn't remember the name? You remember everything else, Enes. You don't remember the artist name?
It has to be up there as one of the cheapest homes we've ever toured. In fact, the price point is really comparable to the home that we toured in Mexico for $2.7 million.
That's beautiful.
And both of these homes were so cool and so unique that we just wanted to tour it and share it with all of you. And that's why I'm excited to be here as well.
It's a piece of history.
Without a doubt. I mean, these, again, concrete columns with exposed hardware. And I'm going to close this door for a second.
So instead of having load-bearing walls and stuff like that, they just use the columns.
So you have an easy exterior access.
If you're wondering why the columns are still
and now, let's
going through the house, the structure.
So we can check out the full bathroom. I promise
but they
you
still
one
have,
thing. You've never seen a bathroom like this in your life. And I'm going to cover
wood beams.
every
So
single detail. Look at the vanity here. They use the same redwood.
It's definitely a sound treehouse
on each side. So they created a little bowl as
this is like I said, if as a survivalist, you makeshift everything. And this is a makeshift sink. Okay? This is a makeshift sink. This I do think is cool. So if they say that this is cool, I actually agree with that. Because this is a makeshift sink. It's just makeshift. Right? For the water to slide into this. And remember I said that there was definitely some drainage or water right above where they had that bathroom. This looks like this could be it. The kitchen could be it. Like there's a lot of it could be it.
The vanity, and check this out. This is your faucet. There's no hot and cold, right? It's a single faucet.
No hot and cold.
If you go down,
here's the hot and cold.
This is where you adjust your hot and cold
so
lines
you
to get
one temperature the whole time.
Which is crazy.
I like that.
That's so you can see your drain line, hot and cold lines. There's even a little duct work on the back, and the same sink continues as a countertop here for some open shelving. Exposed beams above us.
You got the door right here, so when you're taking a grumper, you just open it up. Open up the top half of the Dutch door and just let it fly outside. But I'm sure some flies will come in there and be like, man, that smells good.
The whole room is painted in green, one of a kind.
Honestly, such a cool bathroom.
Such a cool bathroom.
And hanging the towel to dry your hands on the piping.
To the outdoor shower. When you have a property like this where it's so private,
outdoor shower.
When you have an amazing lush backyard like this, why you wouldn't want to shower outside? They even have a little curtain here. Cody, I don't know if you caught this detail.
Hold on. See, and this is where I have a disconnect with Enes, his videos are like amazing. Okay, quality, very knowledgeable guy. He studies before he shoots the video. Like he puts in a lot of work to do these videos. But my disconnect is his lack of honesty. And don't get me wrong, I get it. You want people to continue to call you, to pay you to essentially advertise their houses that are for sale on your channel. I get it. You are getting paid to do this. This is a business. You're not in the business of, telling the truth, right? You're not necessarily in that business of being critical. Let me not say telling the truth, because there is truth to a lot of stuff you say, okay? But you're not in the business of being critical or, being the less than complimentary. You're not in the business of being less than complimentary of these places that you're going to show, because you want to still be able to look at these properties and receive phone calls. So I get it. I get that you're in a position where you cannot compromise and, give an honest opinion that is completely not convoluted with an interest of gain. So I'll do it for you. Nobody wants to shower outside. Okay? as a primary source of shower, of bathing. And this looks like this is the original shower. This looks like the original shower. This doesn't look like it was made like makeshift. And the reason I say that is because of how this area right here is designed, right? This was always intended to be the shower. And everybody doesn't want to shower outside. That's something subjective. In fact, most of the people that I do know that have outdoor showers, guess what? They're just there for when you're getting out of the ocean so you can rinse yourself off and go inside. Or if you're on vacation and, you know, you're just trying to connect. Maybe in that case, sure. But saying that who doesn't want to shower outside? A lot of people don't want to shower outside. Most people don't want to shower outside. That's just being honest. Because you can only shower at certain times of the day. Okay, it has to be when the sun is up. No coming home late night and you just want to jump in the shower and just have nice heat in the shower. You know, the thing that you like. And that's the reason why they built the shower downstairs. Right? There's a reason why there's a shower downstairs instead of it just being a toilet and a sink. There's a reason why. So who wouldn't want to shower outside? Come on, Enes. Come on, Enes. Be real. Don't. Okay, I get it. You can't be real. Outdoor showers are cool, by the way. Most of them that are by swimming pools are by homes near the ocean. And they are mostly for rinsing, not for actually showering and bathing. And you know, that's not what they're mostly used for. This is cool for Airbnb, which is probably the primary use of it now.
Yeah.
Your rain head, again, simple plumbing. That's your hot line, that's your cold line. You mix it up to the temperature that you like, and that's pretty much it. That's the show.
It's so cool.
This is it, your outdoor shower. Without that one-of-a-kind home, but wait till you see what we have above us.
I love the blues, but that's because blue's my favorite color.
Welcome to the top floor of this property where we have this unique bedroom. In fact, if you come right to the center, the room echoes like crazy. We have all these triangular shapes, beds, seating area.
I like the triangular shapes.
This has to be the coolest bedroom I've ever seen in my life. We have
Enes, bro. Enes. Okay, you got me calling you Enes. This is not the coolest bedroom you've ever seen in your life. You're going to say that on another video. Every bedroom that you go in cannot be the coolest. Like the coolest? No. Is this cool? Yes. I'm in total agreement that this is a very cool bedroom. Very cool, right? And, you know, again, there's some bias there because I love the color blue, okay? I love the color blue. But coolest? No, absolutely not. I'm sorry. I knew it was going to jump off. Like I was saying, definitely, I love the blue. This is not the coolest, okay? This is not the coolest. This is not as cool as many bedrooms. And I'm talking about modern, but let's take away the modern aspect. This is not as cool as a lot of bedrooms, including, you know, and I hate using this house over and over again, but it's just such a great example. Tirana. It's not as cool as that bedroom, right? It's not. This is cool. Coolest is the problem I'm having, right? Because he says that about a lot of houses. A lot of houses he tours. A lot. Like, if you want to make a compilation, if anybody wants to make a compilation, I'm telling you, it's not a hard compilation to make. Of saying this is the coolest bedroom. This is the coolest bedroom. This is the coolest bed. Trust me. You'll find that on damn near every video, if not every other, like every other video, if not every video. Because I know he said that about the Iron Man house. Yeah, I remember. South Africa, we have it here on the channel. He said that was the coolest bedroom he's ever seen. And now all of a sudden, this is... Come on now.
Blue plywood floors throughout. This cozy seating area here, and the way they built this geodesic top floor, it's out of this world.
The geodesic shape is super fascinating, honestly. Like you said, in the middle, you get that really crazy
I really like
echo
the shaping.
because
right
of the
here.
sound waves going around it, and I can hear it in my
That could get
headphones, too.
annoying.
Yeah.
But this shape is actually the
That
least
could get
amount
really
of surface
annoying.
area needed to cover the largest volume of space. And it's cool to think about, like if you wanted a room like this, but you made it a big old cube, it would take a lot more material
Exactly.
to make it this tall.
Basically, you would need way more surface area to create this much volume, so it's really efficient, great for air circulation as well. That's why they have a vent on top to let the hot air go through the roof. And I mean, look around. Again, seating area, you have the cozy bed here, triangular windows. And Cody, let's actually get a close up because I want to explain everyone how they built these walls.
It's a very small bed, just
These walls
in
are
case
essentially
you can't
panels.
tell.
So you see the center section right there?
Mm-hmm.
That circular piece is a metal disc. So they cut each one of the studs in the center and they place that metal disc right in the center and they bolt it through.
Ah.
So that locks all of those beams in place. So if you start paneling it and piecing it together on these joints, you'll end up with a geodesic shape. That disc allows the wood to have the contour to get the wall shape.
That makes sense. That's really cool.
So it's super strong, especially if it's built well, but at the same time, you end up with this really cool structure. And on top of all that, all these triangular plywood pieces are all painted and they're also all dated.
Yeah, so the artist
Why?
Fritz actually spent an entire summer painting what the sky looked like
Good.
on each individual day.
Yes.
Okay. That has to be the most... they could have went without saying that, because... Come on, bro. Be real. When does the sky look like this dark blue? Night? That's what you think? That's what you say night is? What about this one? This is also night? This is night? When does this... Okay, maybe this is just lighting and it looks turquoise. This is like, okay, you want to say that this is the ocean, this is the sky, but you want to say this is what it looked like to you on each day? Like, most days are going to look the same. How did you decide? I would like to know, how did the artist decide which panel to paint on which day? You just go by and say, I'm going to paint here on this day. I'm going to paint this. And I would like to know, because it only looks like he had maybe 4 or 5 colors of paint at his disposal. But this is a great idea for a child. Great idea for a child. Oh, go ahead and you go paint what you think the sky looks like each day, and we'll take a photo. And yeah, this is something a child would probably do. But I guess when you're in this treehouse, you know, your inner child should come to life. So I from that aspect, I understand why. But I think I didn't need to know, like, when does the sky look like this? I want to know. I've looked at the sky my entire life. Okay, I've studied the sky. I've looked at the sky my entire life. In California, I've never seen the sky look this kind of blue. Never. I'm talking about by the ocean. Never. But I'm sure the artist is great. I'm not knocking the artist at all. I'm sure the artist is great. These are really, really nice blues. Painted it very, very, nicely. Looks very straight. It is super professional painting.
So you have some like right behind you, August 25th, July 3rd. And it's really cool. It's like you're buying a piece of history and you're buying a time capsule of what the sky looked like on that particular day.
That's why like this home
what we want.
is
A time
so
capsule of
different.
the sky.
Its story, the artists that lived here, and how each one of the owners
like this? I'm just curious. When does the sky look
to the
like
home
this?
and left a piece of their experience and their past into this home. So whoever buys this home and takes it to its next chapter, I hope they will add something to it as well.
What day is the floor painted? What day is that?
Instead of placing plywood walls, they just put these fixed windows.
Yeah,
so
here goes your electric pole.
Again, the concept is the same. In fact,
beautiful
you
electric
can see
pole
the metal disc here a little bit better.
Oh.
And it just cuts right in the center of these beams. That's how
cool.
they built it. And views are fantastic. In fact, Cody, let's go outside.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
This wraparound deck really allows you to enjoy the outdoors and take advantage of these amazing views.
Amazing freeway
East Los
view right
Angeles
there. Did you
silhouette.
guys see
This
that?
house is
I'm going to
actually
show you
located-
again
this
just so
wraparound
because
deck
it's so
really
amazing.
allows you
It's an
to enjoy the
amazing view of the
outdoors
freeway.
and take advantage of these.
You see that freeway right there? It's
Amazing
beautiful.
views.
It's beautiful.
East Los Angeles below us, this house is actually located in Glassell Park. So you have this elevated setting. You can actually see the highway. You can feel the energy of the city. But because we're so high up, it's
Love
actually really
this.
nice and peaceful
Love
here.
it.
And you get phenomenal views of the city and
Phenomenal
the San
view
Gabriel
of the
Mountains on
freeway.
the back. In fact, this section here has snow caps on top. It's amazing. It's lush. It's green. And this deck
When the
continues
city
to the
light,
other
when
side,
any
where you can
of the
look down
lights
to your
on street lights,
backyard,
stuff like
outdoor
that,
dining
the
area,
city it
seating
lights
area.
up. Looks great.
And it's a good sized deck. You can also get close to your geodesic structure and see the shingle roofing that they have on top. I mean, this is so cool.
Because shingle
really
is
cool.
the
when
best.
we were doing research for this shoot,
It's not.
I found some photos from the artists that lived here and the events they would hold. There would be
This is
50,
really cool
60
for that.
people
Yes.
just on this balcony while there's a performance going down.
This is cool for
like,
that
on the lower
for that
level in the
purpose.
backyard. It's so cool.
I love that he was really using this house and it became part of his identity. And I feel like these kind of homes end up becoming part of who you are. It's not something that you just own and you stay in. These kind of homes participate in your day-to-day life. If you're an artist, this is where you find inspiration. This is where you find comfort.
It's a good place to
and
find
that's
inspiration.
why, again, we were drawn to this house and we wanted to share it with all of you. And in fact, let's go downstairs so we can check out that backyard.
So yeah, there was a lot of land they could have used. Whoa, wait. Is that what I think it is?
This property is situated on 1/4 of an acre. And
That has
because
to
it's
be a
built on
yurt.
a hillside, it has a lot of different outdoor seating, dining, and lounging areas. And we're going to cover them all. But first, I want to take these steps so we can come to the side of the property and check out this really cool angle. Again, that is the main floor. Look at those columns and how they're supporting the wraparound terrace that we toured earlier. Picture windows,
Structurally
stainless steel roof
sound.
here with the skylights, and these are the skylights that
It's
bring
definitely
natural
structurally
light
sound.
to the bathroom on the lower level. Now, the first outdoor space that we're gonna check-
So someone could literally just walk up there and just go straight to peeping on you? Yeah. There's definitely got to be like a bunch of cameras surrounding this place because you see how easy it is to get access.
check out is actually right here. Cody, follow me this way.
So this is a tent.
You're here.
Yurt.
It's this really cool enclosed space that's perfect for yoga, meditation, or you simply come here, drink some tea, light up your candle, and enjoy being outside.
This looks like the top floor of that
how cool
space.
Is this space? And I know we keep using the word cool, but seriously,
How
this part
cool
of
is
your
this,
backyard.
bro?
It's really cool.
You can buy this and put this in your backyard today. Yes, it's so different, so cool that they had to patch where there was a hole. Clearly, it's so cool. How cool is this space? Come on, Enes, bro. And this is coming from somebody. I watch a lot of your videos. You're very informative. You're very good at what you do. The quality of your videos are unmatched. I aspire to be somewhat adjacent to you. Maybe I'm not going to be as complimentary, which means that some of these places, like I might not get a call like you get a call to advertise a property. They're not going to pay me to be honest, because nobody's paying you to be honest, right? They're paying you to highlight features of the property so they could sell it. So I get it. Makes sense. You might not even be getting paid for this video. You might be doing this one as a favor because they paid you on other properties before and they're like, man, I might need your help on this property. I get it, Enes. I understand that this is the position you're in, bro. But for something that you can go put in your own backyard today, you can buy this from Amazon today and put this in your backyard. And you too can have a space that Enes would deem as the coolest space, or a cool space. So I should probably just start buying some of these and selling them on Amazon. I'm selling you cool spaces today for your backyard, for yoga and stuff. I got you.
Cool. And especially with like a hot day like it is in LA, this keeps pretty cool. Not to, no pun intended, but that's because with the geodesic shapes that the air circulates freely around and it just doesn't have hot air trapped at the top.
Exactly. I mean, they wanted to mimic the geodesic structure of this home with the top floor. That's why this yurt here is also geodesic with the triangular shapes, and it's really cool. And this is only one part of your backyard. We have so much more to see. Right behind the yurt, we have another cozy outdoor seating area that I want everybody to see. Again, super cool. And now let's go check out the rest of the backyard. We have a wall.
Come on, man. You can't sit here and call two chairs and a little table super cool. What is going on here, bro? Enes. I'm sorry. Some of this stuff you just have to laugh at, bro. Super cool. Yeah. The shade, yes. If you're just talking about the shade to sit in the shade, yeah, it's super cool right there. But the two basic ass chairs and a table, simple as backyard furniture, the simplest of backyard furniture. We're talking about the entry level of backyard furniture, the IKEA backyard furniture. It's super cool. You guys heard it here first. Enes approved.
Walkway here that wraps around the structure of this property.
Get your folding chairs out. They're super cool.
Of the lower level bedroom. That's why we have all these skylights. And look at the
I don't like the idea that someone could just peek in there because, I mean, there's no gate.
You can see all the shingles, those massive beams that are holding up the structure above. And Cody, let's get a close up. They have these individual skylights, again, filling the lower level with natural light. And for me, I love the fact that I can see such important and fundamental structure elements of this home and be able to interact with it so closely. I mean, this is your roof.
Bro! Yes, you want to, like, you appreciate that you could go and peek on people down there. Like, hello, did you just hear what you just said? Or you say it because it sounds good? It has to be you said it because in your head it sounds good, that you appreciate that you can interact. No, you can appreciate that there's skylights to bring in natural light to an area that would normally be closed off to natural light, which is a basement, the lowest level of the property that would generally have no windows. But appreciate that you can interact? What interaction would you be having other than looking downward and peeking and being a peeping Tom? What other interaction? He's totally gonna strike this video. I know it.
Top floor. It's really cool. It is super cool. We have a small retaining wall here.
Good thing the channel's small.
The hillside. Again, you have beautiful fruit trees, plants.
It might fly under the radar.
That's the balcony we were just on. That section also cantilevers, and just like you said, Cody, I saw those photos where this balcony was like filled with people, and it is so cool. It's this really unique angle.
Yeah, it's structurally sound. Have all those people in there, structurally sound.
Actually, Cody, can you go back for a second? There's a little pathway here. There we go. That takes you up to the hillside section. Cody, you and I are on a journey. Look at all the flowers, these trees. This little back section where we have a small seating area. Come on, give me a break.
It's so pretty.
It's pretty, it's lush,
It's so
zen,
pretty.
and it's such a creative space. Like being able to walk at your backyard and have these little moments for you to enjoy
Little
and
moments.
appreciate. And now let's bring everybody to this section where we have the outdoor dining area.
Honestly, probably my favorite part of this entire home.
I get it. It's just like, it's private. It's this little.
Your favorite part of the entire home is this old, non-character having picnic tables that you find at your local park with chairs. That's your favorite part of this place? That? I already said the kitchen. For me, the best part of this place, hands down, is the kitchen. I love the woodwork. I love that sliding island that you just could use as a table right there with the nook in the chair. I like that because that's completely functional. My favorite part of this place, hands down, is the kitchen. The kitchen brings in all that natural light, and at night you'll see nothing but all of the lights. And I know I joke about the freeway, but I'll be honest with you, the freeway, looking at the freeway lights at night, actually being that far, meaning you don't have freeway noise, that to me, that actually is pretty cool. I know I made fun of it, but seeing lights in general, because that's what you're getting in a hill, right? Is whatever views that you have, whether they're going to be city lights, ocean, mountain, like these are views that you get being in the hill. This is why people, can desire living in the hill, because you're going to get some kind of view. So the spot that has no view somehow is your favorite place. I don't understand. Is this because it's the last place? Clearly this is the last place that they look at. Is this because it's the last place and you had to say, you felt like you were compelled to say that something was your favorite? So you said this spot with the basic picnic, or with the basic park furniture. This place with the basic park furniture for outdoor picnics. This is my favorite. This is my favorite spot. Like, bro, your opinion means nothing. If you call this your favorite spot, your opinion means nothing. I understand why Enes is doing this and why Enes is saying and being all complimentary, because it's part of the job. But you didn't have to say this was your favorite spot, bro. You could have just said, I really love this spot outside. It's definitely great if you want to have your family over. This is the spot. This is all the space that you can have for your family, because there ain't a whole lot of it in the treehouse. It's not a whole lot of it. So, which for me is like, I can understand why artist would just invite people to show like his space of inspiration or her space of inspiration. And you want to showcase that while you're showcasing some of your art, and you're showcasing these things, and you're having like these parties, and the parties are going to be outdoors because that's all that you have there, because there's literally no space to host a real party. But this is your favorite? Do you live in a tent? Do you live in a park? Where'd you find this guy, Enes? Did you find him in a park? And you were like, you want to be my new cameraman?
Section. It's not the biggest backyard, but I mean, you can do so
See,
much
look,
with space
Enes,
like this,
Enes even
especially
said,
with the privacy.
it's not the biggest
You have a
backyard.
long table here, all these trees and landscape. There's actually a pathway here that takes you to the backside of the property.
Not that this is his favorite space. It's like, it's not the biggest
area.
backyard.
And I have
But
to
it's
say,
a lot of stuff
we
you
have
could
the
do here.
coolest shop in the world, we get the opportunity to see some of the most architectural homes in the world and in Los Angeles. And I feel like today was one of those days where we toured something so unique, so one of a kind, and I'm honored that we get the chance to share it with all of you. I also want to give big thanks to Carl Gambino for making this.
It's one of a kind because
more information about the property will
there's no reason for anyone to build anything like this.
Check it out. And once again, thank you all so much for joining us on another episode.
There's a chip in that glass. I don't know if anyone caught that. Of course, I caught it because I catch a lot of stuff. Right? Just in case you guys are wondering what I'm talking about, it's right here. Right? It's right here, and this is the same thing that I was just pointing at. It's right here. So you would want to eventually replace this. Yeah. There's another chip up there too. There's actually a few of them. Yes, this is my favorite. My favorite place is the kitchen. I even like that bathroom fixture. Right? I like, and like you could have stuck down here to the cave/moon. For me, it's the moon. But I like this. It has like it has character, right? It has character. He picked the thing that has no character. Outside with park tables. Like, I don't bro. Okay, Enes, you know, bro, I've said it before, and I'll continue to be complimentary of you because you've done such an amazing job establishing yourself in such a space and being the clear front running dominant individual to be able to, you know, receive these phone calls, right? To receive these phone calls and view these properties that, yes, can be one of a kind. And you know, don't get me wrong. I understand that, you know, you like to maintain your relationship. So I don't have any, you know, like when I'm saying this stuff, I'm just being contrary, right? I'm very contrarian, okay? I'm not in the same position as Enes, so I have nothing to lose because I also have nothing to gain. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I would, if I had like an artist client that wanted to have like a space where they might feel inspired, I would show them this. But this just brings me to the point of subjectivity, right? Like I mentioned before, a place like this is completely subjective. It's only going to work for who it is going to work for. And most artists, they especially when they're you know, up and coming, okay? They're not gonna have the ability to buy a $2 million treehouse, right? The person that purchased this property, but you know, by the way, they bought it for a little over $2 million. It's on the market for 2.3, and they bought it, I think, maybe about 1 or 2 years ago. Well, we'll actually, we're gonna look at the listing anyway, right? I don't know why I still kept that up. We're looking at the listing anyway, but I mean, look, this house is very specific. It's for specific people. Personally, this works better as a secondary structure, not the main structure. As a main structure, I think this is, I'll be honest with you, I think this is not a great space to purchase, because eventually you're going to outgrow it and then you're going to sell it. If you're not an artist, right? You're going to outgrow it and then you're going to have a need to sell it. And selling something like this, it can be either easy or it can be difficult. Now, if you have this mindset of, well, you know what, this is a very interesting place, which it is. The person who owns the property now, this is, at least to my knowledge, not their primary residence. So this could be like an Airbnb, an additional property to have, could have been, you know, using it for income, like you name it. But now they're selling it. Now they're selling it. So there's a reason why they're selling it and not holding on to it. Because this is something that honestly, you buy it to either keep it and use it for like, you know, specific things. Because it's an Airbnb. This actually is a really, really cool Airbnb, right? It's different. It's interesting, right? There's 2 spaces to sleep. Well, 3 if you count that tent outside that was so cool, right? 3 if you count that. And you know, you think about where you're at being, you know, Glassell Park, which puts you in a spot where, you know, you're like half an hour from Dodger Stadium, you know, another half hour plus from Universal Studios. And in fact, like I said, a bunch of studios, because Glassell Park is not far from Glendale. And, you know, if you're familiar with the area, if you're not, that's fine. You know, Warner Brothers is there, Disney Studios is in Burbank. So you have proximity to a lot of different places. Like there's studios around, like all around. So you could come here, use that space, go to Hollywood, because again, if this is around all that stuff, this is also going to be somewhere, you know, where you can get to Hollywood, the Hollywood Bowl. It's not, you know, crazy far from Pasadena, so you got the Rose Bowl. So as an income property, like an Airbnb, this does work, right? But of course, with Airbnb, there's guidelines and things like that within the city. So, you know, whatever those are, this might not be a property where you could just do short-term rentals, just, you know, no problem. It might be, I don't know. But there are areas here in Los Angeles County where you can't do those kind of short-term rentals. They have to be at least 30 days or more. We have that problem here in, you know, a few different places in the beach cities. And I know that problem does exist in other areas on the west side. So this might, you know, be one of the reasons why the guy selling it maybe didn't produce the amount of income that he was hoping. Because, I mean, essentially this should be a really nice income producing property. But I can understand it if it's, you know, why it might not be, right? And it's because, you know, nobody's looking up Glassell Park. You know, in this place, not iconic enough where it's something everybody wants to see. An iconic property or iconic design, right? You would know clearly by the fact that there's going to be people that are literally going to the area to take pictures and be by the property, right? There's going to be that's one of the hallmarks of something being iconic. And being that this is so easily accessible, there's not that. Now, does it stand out? Yes. But again, some of the materials, being that wood is just so beautiful. Having the shingles on top of it, just having that shingle dome, it's hideous. Like it's hideous. In the 80s, there were so much other different materials that could have been used. I mean, he has this lacquered wood that he used for the cantilever and the outside structure for, you know, basically the first level, right? I'm calling that the first level. I'm not calling like the inside cave / moon. I'm not calling that the first level. I'm calling that like the basement. First level is where the kitchen is. And then the level right above it, you know, is just to have that sphere with all the shingle. It's ugly. Like it's ugly. It's ugly. There could have been a lot different avenues that could have been used to really, really encompass what they were going for. But yeah, and then, you know, having the skylights and stuff, and he was like being able to interact with the skylights. Clearly he wasn't thinking about what he was really saying, which is, yeah, you can peek down and see people sleeping in the middle of the night. You know, or when they have the light on, you can peek in and see these people while they're, you know. Personally, I would have liked to have that part, like just put a gate or a rail, something where people can't just lean over and look, right? So that, for me, that's missing there. But no, I'm iconic, no. Unmistakably unique, yeah, absolutely. Is this cool? 100%. 100%. As a secondary structure. This is a beautiful secondary structure. I would love to one day have a property built around a tree. I would love to have that one day. Because I always wanted a tree house as a little kid. And to me, this is a tree house. I mean, even cameraman said it. Okay? It's a tree. This is a tree house. Like this looks every bit of a tree house. It just has no tree in it. Instead, you got crazy columns throughout everywhere except the very top because you didn't really need it. Right? You could just go with all the beams that he used to create the sphere. But man, this look, I always try to be nice, but I know that at some point I have to just be myself, and the only way I can be myself is just to be honest. And unless the rules were relaxed and this had really high potential upside for Airbnb, the only person that I could recommend purchasing this property is an established artist who is looking for more inspiration. Because you have to detach yourself from the idea of making any money on the way out. And you have to be okay with when you're done with it, you sell it, and you sell it for what someone is willing to pay for it. So we'll look at the listing really quick, and then I'll let you guys go. I know I spent a lot of time kind of just saying things that are very contrary to what our pal, the very well-established and renowned Enes, was mentioning. But as you can see here, this was just last year. I thought it was more. I thought it was longer than that. This was just last year. Last year, listed for what? 1.7, ended up selling for 2 million. I know you guys can't see that, but I did the research already. Ended up selling for a little over 2 million. So they put it back on the market. So a year, it just said, this is not for me anymore. So anyway, now he's looking to get 2-3 out of it, which I don't know. For me, it might be a little too soon for that kind of, it feels very, very soon for that kind of a jump in price or in value rather, in this given market, to have a 15% increase. But you never know. I'm not gonna sit here and play psychic. You never know. Property is worth what someone's willing to pay for it. In the past 2 months, nobody felt that the 2-3 was worth what they were willing to pay for it. So, I mean, look, if he takes or she, because I don't want to assume genders here about the current owner, but if they are willing to take 2.1 to 2.150, I think there's a deal there for the right person, obviously, for the right person with the right circumstances. I'm really curious as to why these people are selling it and they only had it for 1 year. The previous person that had the property, let's see, they bought it in 2015, right? They bought it in 2015 and sold it for $1.7 million. I mean, for the $2 million. So they bought it in 2015 for $1 million, and then pretty much it doubled. The price doubled because I think it did sell for $20.50 million. The price doubled, 8 years down the road. So good for that person. That person made bank. Whoever bought the property, maybe they just really liked the property. Maybe they were one of the people who were at some of these events. So when the property became available, they're like, I want to feel that inspiration too. So they did. So they bought it. But originally selling in 2000 for $250,000, the property wasn't that iconic, right? Because nothing, I'm telling you right now, it's not like Glassell Park was just like this huge draw. Maybe it is, now, because obviously, like I've said, then, they're not making any more land. And a lot of places that were nearby, the prices started to go even higher and higher. So you got to go a little further out. And then the people who are going a little further out, they're increasing the prices of those areas. And that's kind of what you see happen right here. How something for $250 that was purchased, 15 years down the line, and that included a real estate collapse and a collapse in the economy. We had a recession within that time span. For that property to quadruple in value and go from being sold for $250 to being worth $1,025,000, this is why I said time and time again, real estate can be the best investment that you ever make. Of course, you have to do your research so you can hedge properly, but there are places where if you put your money there, you are very, very likely to get your money out of it with profit. Okay, how large the profit is, that's going to vary, but yeah, that's crazy that this place sold for $250 just 20 some years ago, and then last year ends up selling for $2 million. That's insane. Like, that is insane. And then the person that sold in 2015, they made quite a penny. So I'm imagining that this is the artist who bought the property and had it in 2015, or at least I would think so. Or maybe this is when the artist had. I don't know, because I'm not going in and go look that deep into the research. But yeah, so we'll look at the pictures and we'll close out here. Even though there's not really a whole lot to see, so I'm not going to click on every single picture. Obviously, you guys can just look this up on Zillow yourself and, call it a day. You got the Stingray there available to you to purchase for $35,000. So anybody looking for a Stingray, there you go. I really, really love this kitchen. This kitchen is what this house is about, if you ask me. You're a part of your surroundings of trees. I love that much. I love that. I wonder if they use any of the wood from the trees directly outside. Just curious. This blue room, I love the color of blue, so they had me at the blue. I know that this may not be for everybody. Still really curious what sky looks this color. What sky is that? I'm just curious, because most of the time the sky's gonna look like this, like those blues I understand. But yeah, and then favorite part of the house is this park furniture that was repurposed after it was being thrown away. That's hilarious. And then this cool place that basically people are using these now to camp. Like, people are camping with these. Like, you can literally buy this on Amazon right now. But yeah, look, the design and shapes of the place, like I said, I like it. This is a treehouse. I like it. This is not very functional. I wouldn't really call this place iconic as far as for its design. It may have more iconic history. The history of it may be more iconic than the actual property. But that's it for me. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? It's okay if you disagree with me. It's okay if you think I'm a blabbering idiot. Leave it in the comments. Okay, leave it in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, give it a thumbs up. Okay, you don't have to give it a thumbs up, but you should still give it a thumbs up, okay? Because I like you. I like you, okay? I like you more than I like this house. That's for damn sure. But yeah, let me know what you guys think though, seriously. As a treehouse, a secondary property, I love something like this. I love something like this as a secondary structure on a property. I get enough land, I want to build something like this. I'm being completely honest. I would like to build something like this because this is a treehouse. I would like to have that for my kids to like play and grow up in, and they have like a space. I like that very much. So, you know, it's the right size, you know, about 1,500 square feet. That's a great size for a dream tree house that you can like just have that space to go play with your kids and let their imagination run free. It'd be like their little headquarters, you know. But yeah, you again, let me know what you guys think. If there's any other property that you think I should look at, also leave that in the comments. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.